afternoon, everybody. My name is Adam DeLuca. I'm the Director of Risk Intelligence here at Everbridge. First of all, I did want to wish everybody a happy 2026. I know it has been an eventful start to the year with what occurred in Venezuela, the Russian oil tanker, and now what happened today in Minneapolis. So, during a large federal immigration enforcement operation today, an ICE officer shot and killed a 37-year-old woman in her car. Federal officials have come out and said the shooting occurred while the woman was allegedly trying to run over the agents, and the agent fired in self-defense. However, local authorities and some bystander video appear to contradict that federal narrative and suggested the woman was just trying to move her car when she was shot. Local officials, including Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry, strongly condemned the shooting, called it reckless, and called for ICE to vacate the city. Protests obviously erupted at the scene. Some federal agents used tear gas to disperse the crowds. Now, I am not here to comment one way or the other on what actually happened, but I do know that incidents like these, and the incidents like the George Floyd situation a few years ago, can galvanize national protest movements, specifically in sanctuary cities. They increase the risk of civil disorder, especially where local leaders oppose some of the federal enforcement tactics that are being used by the current administration. One thing I've talked about many times and continues to be a major concern for businesses is domestic violent extremism. Flashpoint events such as this can lead to lone wolf actors on one side of the aisle or another to take actions into their own hands based off their own ideology to conduct some of these lone wolf attacks that we've seen domestic violent extremists conduct, especially against federal buildings or immigration facilities. I expect there to be broader scrutiny of ICE operations, congressional hearings, IG reviews, probably a moratorium on some of those raids, just general discourse on both sides of the aisle in general, calls for restructuring and possibly defunding. It's going to echo the situation in Portland back in 2020, but obviously with the higher stakes due to the fatality of the bystander today. This is expected to have a chilling effect on immigrant communities nationwide, probably a reduced reporting in crime, some decreased civic participation, social fragmentation. Regardless of the specifics of the incident, it's likely to intensify fear, and that is going to have an effect on businesses in a variety of different ways, whether that's groups that offer aid to immigrant families, or just operational risk in specific sectors that rely on the immigrant communities. And a big thing I touched on earlier is going to be the risk exposure to federal facilities and personnel. Stemming from an incident like this, there should be an elevated security posture for those dealing with the Fed and in and around federal buildings nationwide following an incident like this. So we're going to keep our eye on this situation as it develops, continue to report out and provide forward-leaning analysis. But definitely in the next couple of days, due to the size and coverage of this event, you can expect it to have a galvanizing effect and possibly lead to larger scale protests or civil disorder. So we'll keep an eye on the situation, but hope everybody has a good rest of the day. Take care.